this room just for me.
Morning, how's it going, brother? What have you got to say on Delegate or Eliminate? Oh, bringing some steak with those eggs this morning. So, yeah, so I'm going to give you a system for tracking what needs to be delegated. And I'll start with just, again, I have to mention David Allen's Getting Things Done. There you go, Michelle. The 4 Ds, and we're only going to talk about 2 of them today. But the first 2 in front of that are to do it in 2 minutes or less, delay it, and then if you can't do it in 2 minutes or less and you need to do it and you really can't delay it, or you're going to do it later, the next thing is, could I delegate it? Which I'm going to share with you that real quick today. And then if it doesn't fit one of those 3, you dump it. Just get rid of it. And David Allen, I have not been blessed with his one-on-one where he comes into the office and your office is empty when this guy gets done and everything's organized. So in the delegate part, I'm going to suggest a calendar tracker. This will be the absolute hardest thing I think you might ever do in your business life, and it will help your personal life and everything else. And it's a business tracker. Think of it this way, getting a week at a glance calendar that shows all the days in the column. You can get them from the office supply store. Set your timer on your watch, your phone, whatever, to go off every 30 minutes. And this is a 2-week exercise, by the way. The reason why it's 2 weeks is to get a good sampling if you had an off week on the week you started this. But you're going to track for 2 weeks what you're doing every 30 minutes. Hardest thing you'll ever do, probably the most productive thing you'll ever do. So every 30-minute time block, just write down whatever it is you're doing. If it goes off and you're eating a freaking donut, write down, I'm eating a freaking donut. No judgment on what you're doing. Just track it. Don't stop. Don't do anything else with it other than just write down for 2 weeks, every 30 minutes, and write that down. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, there's a couple of colors that are very important. Green is for bringing in new productive money to the bottom line of your business or whatever. We have a livelihood. Even if this has to do with life, you have to support your lifestyle. So what is bringing new dollars? What activity is actually, like for me, somebody signing a listing agreement with to sell their house is going to bring a commission dollar, because I'm not going to list a house to not sell it. It's going to sell. A buyer's agent signs an agreement with me. They are 90% of the time going to buy a house. That's a green activity. The yellow is the other important one. And these are the things that you did for the last 2 weeks that if you had an unlimited open-end checkbook and you could find the most talented person to do those things, they could be delegated to someone else. Those are yellow. And then for me, I put all my personal stuff in red because it's not bringing money to the bottom line. It's not doing any of that stuff. And this is on my work calendar. It's not like when I'm sitting around on a Saturday, I go study my calendar. If I've got the day off, I've got the day off. But I'm not going to be making any money. That is my permanent. We'll put your favorite color in here. And these are the things where you have to be there. A kid's soccer game, a birthday party, things like that. So those are our big rocks, right? So now I'm going to give you the bonus. The bonus is after the end of the 2 weeks, when you look at the yellow stuff, that is the stuff that could be delegated, but right now you're doing it. So Jen, it's going to show up through this exercise for you on what you could delegate, that you don't have to be the one to do it. And then the bonus part of this is if that yellow thing can be automated, freaking automated. Don't just go hire somebody to do something that could be automated and you just know it gets done. But the second part of it is while you're doing this, you can set up the systems that make that flow through your calendar easier, to where you replace that time with more green stuff on your calendar, which brings in more money, which helps you pay for the person that you're going to give the yellow stuff to. So that is my secret, not even secret, that is my calendar tracking exercise. And again, it will be the hardest, most beneficial thing you've ever going to do in your business career and life career. I love it, Brad. Yeah, listen, that's a great exercise. I think I'm gonna have to do that. There's no choice. I've got to find a few more things that I must delegate. Certainly, things I must eliminate. And I will say that there are several things that take me more than 2 minutes that I refuse to delegate. I'm just saying. Well, and the other thing, just to help the algorithm here, everybody do a swipe down if you didn't do it already, and you'll see an actual week out of my calendar that I just pulled out where the green was buyer appointments, the yellow was things I had to do to prepare. And the yellow, quite honestly, most of those weren't there, but I have an assistant that did those things, but I wanted to show what it looked like when you are that person growing into whatever you're growing. And here's the other thing, man, when you hire somebody, an assistant, I hear people all the time, it's like, well, I'm going to hire somebody to clean up my database. I'm going to hire somebody to create these systems. They don't have the experience that you do to know what that system should look like. You do. So anyway, back to you, sir. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for that. And yeah, nice calendar you got there. All right.